Hey guys, welcome back to The Sacred Timeline. I'm Sean.
I'm Peyton.
And today we're going to be getting back into Spider-Man, talking about And Death Shall Come. This is a 3-issue story from the early 70s, written by Stan Lee with a couple different artists, and we'll kind of get into that as we go through the issues. This story is the death of a supporting character that is overshadowed by the death of a different supporting character 2 years later, so this isn't really one people talk a whole lot about. But it's a big Doc Ock story. Mm-hmm. We haven't talked about Doc Ock yet. He's a really early villain. He's in, like, issue 3. Like, they get him really fast, and it was just Stan Lee being like, I want, like, an octopus-themed villain. Yeah. And he's gonna have extra arms. Isn't that fun?
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
I love when the comic creators are just like, I don't fucking know, man. An octopus?
Sure, man. Whatever. It's Spider-Man. Well, we need another animal-themed villain.
We need something. So, octopus guy. And now he's obviously just insanely popular. Mm-hmm. And
it's
this
the bowl cut. The bowl cut is what sells him, really.
Bowl cut, really stylish. Mm-hmm. And this is obviously a big deal for him because it kind of cements him until the story after this. It cements him as like Spider-Man's deadliest villain for a couple of years until Green Goblin quite dramatically takes that away from Doc Ock.
Just straight up.
And that is the weird thing of like reading this is like, I'm sure at the time, this was a big deal because you didn't just do shit like that. Like imagine if you read like an old Superman story and they were like, oh, by the way, they murdered Perry White.
Yeah.
Like today you'd be like, I don't fucking care. Yeah. But like in like the 60s, you'd have been like, whoa.
Well, Perry White,
shit.
My favorite character who I definitely know who it is. I love Perry White.
Yes.
Who's Perry White?
He's the editor of the Daily Planet, man.
Sure, dude.
But like you didn't really kill characters like that at this point in time, and so it is kind of crazy that they did it. Getting into the story, this first issue, again, it's all written by Stan Lee. John Romita Sr. does the pencils on the first issue. Jim Mooney does the inks. And getting into the story, we start at like a museum exhibit of Doc Ock's arms, which I think is really delightful because, like, they are sick as fuck. Yeah, and, like, cool. An incredible invention. It makes sense. They'd be like, let's show them off. Yeah.
It would make more sense to, like, melt them down after this story, but...
Well, especially when it is immediately established that Doc Ock can psychically control the arms. But it's okay, because if he's far enough away, he can't. Except in this story where he has been training his mind to do exactly that.
Yep.
And so he's in prison. Mm-hmm. But from prison, he is able to control his arms. And so they start wreaking havoc. Spider-Man is just sort of swinging around and sees the arms. And so he has to sort of just fight the arms by themselves, which is kind of fun. Mm-hmm. And the arms end up like smashing some rubble, and so a rubble's about to fall on civilians, and so Spider-Man has to like stop it, which allows the arms to get away. And this happens like 3 times in this story, where like just rubble happens, and Spider-Man is like, oh no, I have to stop the rubble, and that allows Doc Ock to get the upper hand.
And honestly, the arms by themselves are kind of giving Spider-Man the fucking business. Like, even without Doc Ock there, they're still fucking him up.
They're a legit threat. Like, the arms are really, really intense and make it hard for Peter to do much of anything.
Yep. Like, he got to be at the top of his game or he's fucked.
Yeah, no, this story really does put Spider-Man through the ringer, and it is really a great showcase for Doc Ock, just whooping his ass up and down the fucking sidewalk.
Beating the piss out of him.
But Peter goes home because the arms get away, so he's like, well, nothing I can do about that.
Okay.
So he goes home, he falls asleep trying to study, goes to school the next day, because he's in college at this point, as he was, I think, in the last story we talked about.
Yes, he was already in college.
So we're still in college, and he meets Gwen there. He is now dating Gwen. They are officially a couple. We're not doing his whiny bullshit of like, oh, I want Gwen to like me, even though she does.
Peter, go on a date with me. Oh, haha, you're such a kidder. I wish she would truly love me.
No, like, they're dating, and I love how they talk to each other this entire story, because it's just so how do you do fellow kids energy from Stan the entire time, every time they talk. But they're cute. They're having a good time.
Yep.
But Peter has to meet Professor Warren, who is a totally normal guy and won't turn out to be a weird freak that ruins Spider-Man at all. Kind of that bit from like Spider-Man 2, where it's like, you're failing.
Yep.
He's not like quite failing yet, but his grades are slipping because he's too busy running off being Spider-Man. He's skipping class.
Yep. He's doesn't have time to do homework because he's swinging.
Yeah. And again, he's not even coming to class, it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's that exchange from Spider-Man 2 where he's like, I want to be here. Well, then be here. But in the movies, it's the lizard. Mm-hmm. That we never make the lizard, because sure. Doc Ock's arms break him out of prison.
Also, I like that even as that is kind of a prison. The way it's drawn, his prison jumpsuit almost looks like a full-on business suit. Like they just let him be in prison in a full-on, just like business suit.
That's funny. Is that just his costume, or is that legitimately what he wears in prison?
I think.
I think they might just have him in like a green jumpsuit, but it looks like his costume is a green jumpsuit.
Yeah, but he has like the shirt unbuttoned, so it looks like a green 3-piece, and it's like they just let this man be that fresh in prison. Like he's allowed to do that.
He looks good. Sort of the impetus for this issue is this. I think Chinese, they don't establish, but I think they're Chinese. There's this Chinese general, General Su, who is flying to the UN. He's got some American military guards, namely J. Jonah Jameson's son, whose name I'm forgetting, but Jameson's son. And he has gotten Jameson on board because, of course, he has.
Because Jameson wants to
interview the general, yeah. But they've got to fly the General Su over to the UN. Doc Ock kind of just happens to soar aboard because he's like, a plane is taking off. I'm just going to get on that.
Yeah, I just want to get away from the prison. So I'm just going to hop on this plane. And then he's like, oh.
Yeah, and so he takes over the plane. He takes everybody hostage. He realizes this general is on the plane, and so he's holding everybody for ransom. He wants $10 million. And so they're going to land in an airport and give me $10 million or I kill everybody on this plane.
Yep.
Is Doc Ock's sort of spur-of-the-moment plan. Peter and Robbie Robertson are at the Daily Bugle, and they get word of this, so they head down to the airport, where they meet George Stacy, Gwen's dad, and the police captain, who we have not established on this show, but obviously has been a supporting character for a little bit. There are protesters at the airport who are sort of against the general. And so there's just a lot of people, and it's kind of just trying to raise stakes of like, this is a high-tense situation. There's a lot of people here. There's a villain holding people hostage. The police aren't going to be able to keep the protesters back. It's kind of just an intense situation. Spider-Man is able to kind of like sneakily web himself over to the plane, jumps in, immediately blinds Doc Ock because Peter's just hilarious.
Yep.
Just instantly. It's like the first thing he does. But this allows everybody to get off the plane and get to safety. Doc and Spider-Man fight. But while they're fighting, Doc kind of sneaks one of his arms up to the controls and the plane starts moving. And Spider-Man's like, well, he's blind and crazy, so I don't trust him to fly a plane. So I'm just going to leave.
Yep.
And the second,
let him kill himself.
he just somersaults out of the plane and the plane like instantly explodes. And everybody's like, well, he's dead.
Yep. No more Doc Ock.
Doc Ock is now dead. And so we move into issue number 89. And here we have a slight art change where the pencils are taken over by Gil Kane and Romita takes over the inks. Not sure quite how or why that happened, but it does. Gil Kane was mainly at DC prior to coming over to Spider-Man. He was the main Green Lantern artist before Hard Traveling Heroes.
Yep.
He also did a lot of Bronze Age Batgirl stories. I quite like his Batgirl stuff. But now he's on Spider-Man. And Spider-Man's like, maybe Doc Ock's dead. Maybe he's not. Who knows? Ooh. And he's walking on the street and he is confronted by Randy Robertson, who is Robbie's son. And Randy's like, hey, are you coming to this like protest we're doing against air pollution tonight? And don't tell me that you've got a date because Gwen's already agreed.
Yeah, your girlfriend's already coming, so.
And Peter, of course, has to deny because he feels he has to look for Doc Ock. But he denies it in the rudest fucking way possible, where he's just immediately like, sorry, Randy, count me out. And I'm like, what?
Good.
Like,
I'm chill.
make up an excuse at least, man. And Randy kind of like gets in his face and calls him selfish. And like, it is part of like the drama of Peter Parker. He really doesn't have to like look for Doc Ock because like he's kind of dead. Like I feel like I would have like had Peter be like, no, I think he's dead. So maybe he would go to this thing. It more just makes it seem like Peter just doesn't want to fucking go.
Yeah.
Like he just doesn't want to be there.
It's like, oh, well, 50-50 on whether or not Doc Ock's still alive. But either way, I am not going to that bullshit. So.
Yes. Doc Ock is, of course, alive.
Yep.
And is actually, like, coincidentally, like, in the alley where Peter and Randy are talking.
Yeah.
And Peter Spider-Sense just, I don't know, is on vacation for that 5 minutes.
Listen, man, it works however Stan Lee says it fucking works.
It does. So we get Spider-Man swinging around the city looking for Ock. We get this really cool, like, panel of just him, like, looking around everywhere that I really like. He swings by the Daily Bugle so that Jameson can be a silly goose.
Fuck you!
And Robbie's like, I'm more concerned about all that air pollution in the air. Jesus Christ. Do you see that? And Jameson's like, I don't give a shit. Spider-Man pisses me off.
I just hate that guy. The entire Earth could end due to global warming, and I wouldn't care as long as Spider-Man isn't here anymore.
You know what? I think Spider-Man is causing that. Anyway, Doc Ock is attacking the power plant, both as a means of luring Spider-Man out so that he can kill Spider-Man, but also so he can be like, ha ha ha, there's no power, I'm awesome.
I'm Doc Ock, you stupid bitch.
And so they start fighting, and again, Spidey's getting his ass kicked. There is a particular moment that I love where Spidey webs up his arms, and he kind of like jumps over a chimney, grabs Doc Ock's arms, and like pulls Doc Ock into a chimney, just smashes him. But then the arms immediately pull Peter back also into the same chimney. It's like, oof.
Bam, bam.
It's brutal. It's a brutal, brutal fight. Doc Ock, he like hits like a water tower. And so a water tower is about to just fall on a bunch of civilians that are just in the street below.
Oh no.
Spider-Man kind of like, he kind of stops it with his back, and he's able to kind of like push it off him, but this really just weakens him. Like he's pretty down for the count. He's just exhausted. Like that just took a lot out of him, and Doc Ock grabs him and just throws him off the roof. And that leads us into the next issue, which is issue 90. Again, we see Peter kind of being quick on his feet. He's out of web fluid, so he can't just like swing away. But he grabs Doc Ock's arms and uses them to like propel himself through a window, which is awesome.
Amazing.
And the arms kind of chase him through the building because they're way longer than I feel like they should be. Like they go really far.
Once again, Stan Lee thought it was cool. It works however he says it works in the moment. Don't think about it too hard.
Spidey's able to evade the arms in this building, and so they kind of retreat, and Doc Ock just leaves. But Spider-Man gets a spider tracer on the arms, and then kind of changes back into Peter when he is confronted by Captain Stacy.
Who just so happens to be white. There's so much just like, oh yeah, and at that exact moment, this person's there. Like,
to be fair, he is the police captain.
Yeah.
A supervillain was trashing the power plant.
Yeah.
I feel like it's okay that he's kind of around, and like you can even see like an officer behind him.
Yeah.
So I think with him it makes sense that he's constantly at the action.
Yeah, but it's just funny that he's like around the back of this building and like an alley just gets done changing, and that's right as Captain Stacy's just like, hello, I'm here too now.
Peter ends up fainting because, again, the fight with Doc Ock just took a lot out of him, and he wakes up in bed with Gwen kind of in his face, which, you know, worst ways to wake up.
Yep.
And Gwen's like, well, I guess you have to stay here in my bed with me. And Captain Stacy immediately like, no, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure you're perfectly healthy. You can get the fuck out of my house.
I'm pretty sure Peter can go the fuck home. But no, what Captain Stacy actually says, he's like, you know, he has pretty amazing recuperation powers. And Spider-Man's like, the fuck? Does he know I'm Spider-Man?
Huh?
It's really funny. But that little power nap did him good, so he's feeling pretty okay.
Yeah, he's feeling spry.
And also he thinks to himself, and I have a valid excuse to not go to Randy's stupid fucking protest. Because Gwen's just going to tell him I'm not feeling well.
Yeah, I fucking passed out.
I can't go, man.
Yep. It's not like I already told Randy to his face to go fuck himself or anything. That didn't happen. I have a good excuse now.
Hell yeah.
It's like, buddy, I think he knows that you just don't want to go.
Back at his apartment, Peter makes a kind of special new web fluid, specifically to fight Doc Ock. Though obviously it's not yet revealed what that is. And now we get what I find very silly, which is Peter starts swinging around, trying to find Doc Ock. He put a spider tracer on the arms. Now, don't let the name spider tracer confuse you, because it's not literally like a tracking device. It's simply, if Peter swings by it, his spider sense will go off.
Yep.
Wouldn't Doc Ock just set it off anyway?
Yeah, so it's like because it's not even like a sonar thing where it's like he can like feel.
I guess it's
himself
kind of a
getting
homing
closer to
beacon,
it.
kind of.
Not really. It's basically an alarm. It's a, hey, here, dickhead. But
Yeah.
like you have to go there first.
He has to be near it.
So like, yeah, it doesn't really do anything in the first place. Then again, I guess like the idea is his spider sense would only go off if Doc Ock saw him before he saw Doc Ock.
Like a danger.
Yeah, because that's what I think the spider sense more so is in the early bit, is like it senses danger. So like it, like when Doc Ock was around the corner, his spider sense didn't go off because Doc Ock wasn't about to do anything to him. Like,
No, yeah.
Like I think it is kind of like it senses danger specifically.
Yeah. I just think the spider tracer is silly because he
It's
still
very
has to swing around aimlessly.
Yep.
Which is insane.
The only thing is, I guess it makes it so he doesn't have to actually physically go inside of any buildings to check. Like he doesn't have to look through any windows. He can just
fair.
He can just swing around the outsides of buildings and be like, oh, this one.
That's fair because he never does that.
Yeah.
Thankfully, all his villains fight outside.
Yeah, most of his villains are outside pretty 24/7.
But Doc laid a trap. He saw the spider tracer, so we kind of just put it in a spot so that Spider-Man would come and look, and then Doc Ock can just pop up from behind him and be like, ha-ha, punch.
Dumbass. Bam!
And so they start fighting, and again, they're just really going at it, and it's pretty brutal. And Spider-Man is finally able to kind of get some webs off, and this special new chemical fluid that he made totally disrupts the psychic link to the arms. And so Doc Ock's arms just start going bananas. Like they're hitting Doc Ock, like he straight up gets punched in the face by one of his own arms. And they're just going all over the place, and they hit a chimney. The arms hit a chimney. And so all this debris is falling down to the streets below. There's this little boy who's just looking up at it, as there always is in this kind of like story. Like there's always just like a little kid who's just like looking at shit coming at them and just not moving. But Captain Stacy is there, and he tackles the little boy out of the way. And so all of the rubble just crushes him. Like we see, there's like, all you can see is like his hand. Like he is buried in rubble.
Yep. He ain't feeling too good.
No, Spider-Man, he jumps down and he gets him out of there, and he kind of like, he picks him up and he's like, I got to get you to a doctor. And people in the crowd are like, oh my God, it's Spider-Man's fault. Spider-Man killed him. And as they're on like a rooftop, Captain Stacy tells him to stop, basically to be like, I know you're Spider-Man. Please be good to Gwen. She loves you. And that's pretty much his dying words, like, Gwen loves you. And Spider-Man is like, oh my God, he always knew I was Spider-Man. And Spider-Man sort of makes a vow to love and cherish Gwen as long as he lives. But what happens if she finds out that her dad died because of me?
Yeah.
And that story kind of ends there. But it does obviously set up, and part of the purpose of doing this, of killing Captain Stacy, is to create drama with Gwen.
Yeah.
It's to give Gwen something to do. Yeah. Because now you have this sort of drama, this tension of she loves Peter. She's in love with Peter, but she hates Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah.
And what I like about it
Mm-hmm.
is that she isn't wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think we've seen superhero stuff like this all the time, where it's not remotely the hero's fucking fault.
Yep.
But the love interest still blames the hero for whatever reason.
Yep.
But this one, like, no, he made that chemical. He caused Doc Ock's arms to flail around. Like, it was a little reckless. He didn't quite think it through.
Like, there's no control. There's no, like, guarantee that it's not going to hurt anybody. Like, it just, overall, it was a, like, not necessarily a bad plan, but a reckless one. Yeah,
and it got somebody killed.
Yeah.
And, it is Peter's fault.
Yep.
To a degree.
Yep.
And I like that because, because I think reading the issue after this, I think Gwen even says, I know it's Doc Ock's arms, but, Spider-Man, was kind of responsible for this still.
Spider-Man is the one who made them do what they did. That's Spider-Man's fault.
And what I was thinking about when I was walking my dog this morning, because I was just thinking about the story, it also is a great excuse for Peter to never do this again. Because if you write in your story, he makes a chemical that can stop the arms, that really writes you in a corner of what you can do with Doc Ock.
You can never do him again.
Doc Ock's done.
Because literally Spider-Man just has an I win button on his fucking web shooters at all times. He's like, fuck you.
But because it went so bad and somebody died, Peter's never going to try this again.
Never again.
Because he is the king of guilt. And so he's never going to remotely even think of doing that again. He's like, that went super bad last time, so no.
No.
I'm not even going to try to do it better.
Yep.
I'm just not going to try again. Which I think makes sense and is good drama. But yeah, obviously, I think this is a decently fun story. It's a lot of fun action.
Something I would like to see is what did the cops do about Doc Ock? Because he's still up there getting his shit rocked by the arms. So
we kind of went to fucking
So
Captain Stacy died.
It was the first thing I thought about when I finished, and I was like, oh, that was really good. What are they gonna do? Does Spider-Man go back and take the arms off of him while they're still attacking? Who deals with that?
I don't know.
Or is he still just on that roof until he can figure out how to get his arms to work again, just getting his shit rocked?
I don't know. Because, it's not addressed. It's not addressed, you assume he goes back to prison?
One would think.
But they don't address it because, we're focusing on the dramatic tension of a character just died.
Yep.
And we'll worry about Doc Ock later.
I know we probably won't touch on it in these videos, but I am very excited for the next issue when J. Jonah Jameson gets to be vindicated and right. I told you, motherfuckers, he was a menace.
Everybody.
I've literally been saying it for years.
Yeah, there's actually the following issue or two. There's a right-wing politician who's pretty anti-Spider-Man Gwen ends up kind of. I was going to say hooking up with, but I don't mean it in that sense.
Yeah,
I just mean working with and supporting.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Jameson is part of that. Yeah.
He would be.
But it is someone that Gwen really shouldn't be around. He's a bad dude. But Gwen is just so blinded by grief and hatred that she kind of saddles up with this not great dude.
Right.
And so that's kind of just part of where we go from this issue or this 3-issue storyline. And it's a funny thing because this obviously isn't something that people talk a whole lot about, as we sort of talked about at the beginning of the video, because it is overshadowed
by.
But Gwen dies, obviously. These are both characters. Yes, these are both characters that are defined by dying.
Yep.
Where that is why people know them.
Yeah, if you know this character, you know that they die. That's why you know them.
Yes, no one. That's changed a little bit for Gwen because of Spider-Gwen.
Yep.
Obviously. And Emma Stone made her such a charming character.
Yep.
But obviously the Emma Stone version still got her shit rocked.
Yep.
But I still think this is a fun story. I think just for Doc Ock. If you just want a fun little Doc Ock story where he gets to kick ass and be cool and Spider-Man gets to be clever, but then you still get the, Peter is a guilt-ridden, traumatized. He's just so traumatized all the time.
The amount of guilt that Peter feels, it's crazy that he's not the Catholic one instead of Daredevil. The amount of fucking.
Well, they just keep adding to it too.
Yeah. It just
Like,
keeps
we just
getting
keep
worse.
piling on. Because I do think this, and much more so Gwen's death, starts this trend of like, nothing good can happen to Peter.
Yeah.
Bad things happen to him nonstop all
Yep.
the time. His life is hell.
Yeah, well, and like you can see that from a storytelling perspective of like, yeah, being a superhero, you're not able to like keep a handle on your like life.
No, yeah.
So like, yeah, your life's just going to spiral out of control, and it's just like there's no middle ground or happiness. You're either Spider-Man and miserable, or you're Peter Parker and less miserable.
I mean, but that's why part of why Spider-Man, I think, was so popular and continues to be so, because that's just so different from anything else that anybody was doing at the time. Like, Superman's not dealing with this. Superman's got a hot babe of a reporter wife. And
Superman has, like, the greatest wife ever.
He's got this great life. Like, he's a successful reporter.
I mean, I guess Batman's, like, tormented by grief. But that's a little different, I think.
A lot of that is self-imposed, though, man. Batman needs to get over it at a point.
Yeah, he's
it's not
just
like
a nut job.
A couple things happen to Batman, you know, obviously, or Batman's sidekicks. Horrible things happen to them to add on to Batman's grief and guilt. But generally, it's not like a never-ending series of misery.
And then for that fucking sidekick to come back just to be like, hey, remember me, asshole? You remember this?
Also, I murder people now. You suck.
Yep, it's your fault.
All your fault. But I think that'll do it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.